Hey everybody, welcome. How you doing? We are here. We are alive. Be nice if I shut the volume off, right? Okay, we're here. We're live, and we have a great guest today. That's all I got to say. It's a happy day. I know the industry's very happy. We had some good news today from our governor, which is great. We're working in the right direction. We'll move forward with that, and just appreciate everybody following the guidelines. We still have a little bit more to go, and we'll make it. We'll make it through it. But anyway, episode 8, Jimmy V Live. Let me introduce my co-host here, the man of steel himself, Mark Steele. How you doing, Mark?
Jimmy V, what's the news this week, my friend?
Hey, you know what? We're doing our thing. We're doing our special. Everybody's doing their due diligence. We're back up. Looks like we have one more week to wait, regardless whatever the reasoning is. It looks like it's positive in our direction, and we're all hoping that we get back to normal real soon because our industry really needs it.
Yeah, great. I mean, like last week, you had some great stats for us, and looked like we were headed in the right direction, especially with all the the OSHA and the health district getting out there and good compliance by all. So it looks like it's been headed in the right direction even more, huh?
Absolutely. I mean, if you look at, you can go on the health department website and look up any of the information. But pretty much, it actually started out with the hospitalizations down, the deaths are down, the cases are down, and it's pretty much shows you the guidelines. It's step down, which is really good, and I guess that's what they utilize in consideration. And regardless of why we got to wait a week, we got to wait a week. But to me, it's an upward arrow, and it looks like we're going in the right direction. We just got to follow the mandate. Hey, we still got the mandate. We got to do our mask. We got to do our social distancing, and I'm seeing a lot more of that out there. So that it shows it because the governor mentioned it, and so we got to move on. We got to just keep doing the right thing and let the bad guys worry about the bad guys. All of us good guys just keep moving forward because we'll prevail. This industry is important, and it's the main bloodline of our of Nevada, along with the gaming. It goes hand in hand. So we just want to make sure that everybody out there is doing the right thing.
Yeah, well said. Well said. Do you have any compliance numbers for this week, by the way? I think we all enjoyed those from last week.
Oh man, you're gonna make me pull them up, aren't you?
Oh no, don't worry about it. If you don't have them ready, okay, no problem.
Basically, remember on the 10th. Okay, if you guys, I don't want to pull up the stats, but I'll just let you know. I'll give you a quick summary. On the 10th, when we all went back to phase 1, there was a big jump in the hospitalizations. There was a big jump in the deaths. Like we were spiking, you know what I mean? Kind of a spike for Nevada, even though we're one of the lowest. But, a lot of alarmists were worried because all the states around us were going nuts with it, right? They're pretty much spiking and leveling out now is what they say. But if you go on the website, the Southern Nevada Health District, you can look at where it states the hospitalizations. The right there on the decline was the next day, the 11th. Okay, so the governor did his clarification, told us exactly what phase we were going to go to, and it pretty much was angry about it. Now I'm sure they're not going to make a determination of going back to normal the next day, but if you look at the trends as it kept going down, it's way down. And I don't know what the reality is behind waiting the extra week. I have no idea why, but hey, if that's what we have to do and it's one more week, I think we can do it. And I think if we follow the same mandate like you just mentioned, I think we'll be okay. But yeah, the guidelines are on the health department website, and you can look at it under hospitalization. It's there. I know it's on Facebook. It was broadcast by a lot of people, and it says the stats right there. It's public knowledge. I'm not making it up, so it's there. But it's encouraging, very encouraging. And I expect us to do the right thing. I expect everything to happen. But you know what? You know what I'm more excited about, Mark, than that? I'm more excited about our industry coming back, man. Regardless of anything, the restaurants, they need to open. The taverns need to open. We need to get back to normal because we were doing pretty good right before all this went down.
Yeah, for sure. And Jimmy, we've spoken about this before, and we're lucky enough to have a lot of guests that come on, and they're all of our friends and colleagues and people that are struggling and are ready to get back to work. So it's good just to be able to just to say that in general, that all of our colleagues and friends are going to be getting back to work. That's awesome.
Well, perfect. Well, this guest today, okay, not only do I know this guy, okay, he's been around town for a while. I think so. He's an Italian guy like me, All right, everybody out there. I know I spoke to Mark before this. We are Jet fans. Me and Geno Bernardo are Jet fans. And there he is. There's the man.
What's up, everybody?
This man, I caught him drinking too. This
What were
man
you
is a Jet fan like me.
drinking?
A little orange soda.
Yeah, right. Whatever. Okay.
But that's what I meant. If you look at his title, it says Geno, Geno. That's the Jets term,
Yeah.
Every year, Mark, and I know, Mark, everybody says, oh, you guys are Jet fans, the season over before it starts. What the key of the matter is there, bro, is we're undefeated the first game. Then the rest is okay. That's our motto.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, enough about that, my friend. Very happy to have you, boss. I'm very happy to have you here.
Pleasure to be on with you and Mark. I can't wait. I've been seeing the other episodes. They're amazing. So I'm really happy that I've been picked to be on with you guys today.
Excellent, man. Excellent. And I'm starting to, Mark, the comment thing isn't working on your side, huh?
I'm not seeing any comments. No.
They told me they fixed it. It's okay. It's
All
fun. Right. We're going to have fun. I could get you go the comments, but I will let you know right now. I usually do the comments a little bit later on, but there's one right to you, Geno. Lisa Resnick says you're looking good, pal.
That's my Ma. Thanks, Ma.
There you go, buddy. That's what counts, man. All right. So let's get going, buddy. So, Geno, tell us what you're doing, what you've done in the past. Let's hear about Geno, man. Let's have some happy stuff now, man. Let's go.
So right now, currently, I'm the executive chef at the Summit Club in Summerlin. It's a Discovery land property. It's a residential private resort with all the bells and whistles. We cater to the rich of the rich, the people that want to live and experience life in a different way than other places in the city. Prior to that, I first moved here in 2004, and I opened up a concept with George Maloof at the Palms called Italiano with the 9 group, Michael Moore and Scott DeGraff. I was there for a long time to 2013. I made my bones there. I enjoyed it so much. That was the young part of me as a chef and always striving to be the best like I am today. And I was able to really connect with the city and visitors and locals and other people in the profession. So it was an amazing time. And then 2013, when George was when the Palms was about to be lost and George was no longer involved, I moved to Mexico and worked with the same company that I am now at a resort called El Dorado, the plushest, most beautiful place in Mexico, in Cabo, right on the Sea of Cortez. So I was down there for 3 years, and it was amazing living abroad, different culture, understanding different things, and connecting, also connecting with the local farmers, just like I've been doing, and the local people in Cabo. But once again, it's a private resort, so nobody from the outside world could come and experience my food, which, sometimes, is good and bad. But the members, they've traveled all around the world. They eat all around the world. So it's very challenging for me because I always got to keep my A game going, got to learn more in different cuisines. And then I did my tour of duty down in Mexico, and which was great. And I moved back in 2015, and I started a concept with Hakkasan called Herringbone, and I opened that up at the Aria. And with that, I was able to travel with Hakkasan. I opened up Hawaii, and then I went back down to Cabo, which was amazing. And I opened up the Herringbone in Casa Calavera down in Mexico. And then I came back, and my old boss, Michael Melman, that is the owner of Discovery Land Properties, wanted me to come up to the Summit Club. So I drove up here. I didn't know anything about it really. I knew that they had a property here, but it was in the beginning phases. I mean, we're still building. Our clubhouse is 2 years away, and I'm going on my 3rd year. So it's a different beast. Throughout this whole coronavirus, COVID-19, we've been really busy with our members, just thinking outside the box and really trying to understand what this pandemic is all about and what I could do as a chef and as a leader in the community I am now, how to make it the safest and give our members unique things that they feel protected. So a couple of things that we did do is we opened up a grocery store. So once a week, a grocery list would go out, and I kind of did it, goofy and funny. I did aisle one, fruits and vegetables, aisle two, aisle three, aisle four, so they feel like they're going shopping. And we would gather that all together, and they would come and pick it up on Saturday. Saturday was our pickup, and we developed like five different menus, five different cuisines that they could. It's a one-stop shop, so they could enjoy different cuisines, so they don't have to go to different places. And then we started on every other Saturday. We started a drive-through farmers market. So part of where we have our OP, our outdoor pursuits, we set up farm tables that were spread apart, and we had a couple different farmers came in, and I bought a whole bunch of produce, seafood, and once again they came up and they got the list of each farm, and they drove by with their trunk up, and all the chefs were filling up their car. We had bread, we had fish from my man Jeffrey over at Samuel and Sons. We some great steaks from Terry Hanks, great produce. So it was really fun it was fun and great for us, you know what I mean? And the members loved it. They really enjoyed it. And cool thing is they kept on saying it got them and the family out of the house, and they were in their car. Everybody's in mask, and we even had a mariachi band up there playing the back corner. So we tried to do things that could make people feel happy during the beginning phases of the pandemic.
Wow.
And here I am with you guys right now.
Wow, that's awesome. What are the just for my own curiosity, what are some of the rules inside of a gated community like this, like a country club? Do they have to follow the same rules as the rest of the state, or is it more of a bubble environment? Or people
No, they're they follow it. Everybody wear masks. We do our social distancing. We limited tables inside the main dining room. We're fortunate enough we have a huge patio that surrounds the whole. We have a golf house, so we have a lot of great outdoor dining. And throughout, even in the beginning, we fanned it out, so we have big misters and everything like that. So even during this hot time, they're really, our members are very cautious, very they understand what's going on. So we're extremely safe. We test our employees. We can get the results back in a day. The next day, that day, actually, we test them in the morning, and we'll get the results back. We test every guest has been tested. Members have access to the tests. In the main dining room, we put in a UV lighting. So what we do is 3 times a day we zap the room, and it flushes it out. It cleans everything. Sanitation, masks. We're doing everything. And everybody feels safe. Safe as could be. You know what I mean? But we all, from employees to members to our owners, we're very responsible.
How many members and houses do you actually have up there?
Members, I think it's a little over 100. Right now, I think we have 10 to 11 members living on property. Building's going crazy. I would love to have you up there, Mark. You got to come check it out. So whenever you're ready, you let me know.
Thank you.
I'll be seeing you soon. So.
Yeah, we need you. So.
Hey, buddy. Let everybody else know though that they are going to get a taste of what you're going to be doing in the future now. Okay, you're going to be part of that food hall, right? You're going to be part of that.
Yeah. So I'm going to. My owners let me branch off. I'm going to do a concept and spearhead it and train the right people. So I'm going to be doing a crudo bar, oyster bar, in the new food hall. So it's something that brings back to. I love crudo. I worked in oyster bars in Providence, so I'll be able to have like a 10-seat, oyster bar. So I'm super excited about that.
Yeah, we had Chef Chris on a couple of weeks ago. For those who didn't see him, can you tell us more about the food hall, the name, where it's going to be, and what the whole concept is in general?
So it's going to be on the 215 right next to IKEA. I think there's going to be like 15 different stalls. 15 different local chefs, or 15 chefs that have part of this food hall, and each chef's gonna have something a little different. I think it's gonna be cool. I think it's gonna bring people back to like Seattle, San Francisco, New York City, where it's gonna be a gathering and everything like that. And it's just gonna be great to see other chefs there, local chefs that have been working on the strip for a long time, and being able to showcase their creativity and things that they're fond about. For me, it's oysters and crudo. I can't, oysters and beer, oysters and wine, crudo and wine. It's going to go hand in hand.
Awesome. Can you give us a brief little education since you've been around so much water and seafood and oysters? Give us a little education about oysters. What's your favorite kind? Have you tasted any different ones when you were down in Mexico? Tell us.
So oysters, I'm an East Coast guy, so I'm going to tend to send towards the Northeast Canada.
Sure.
For me, I love the smaller briny oysters. I love Bologna oysters. Mm-hmm. For West Coast, I enjoy, like, there's Hog Island oysters out of San Francisco area that are unbelievable. They're just, for me, a little more milky and a little different taste. Where that East Coast oyster is very briny and salty. I love it. The oysters down in Mexico are unbelievable because you have the Pacific that hit the Sea of Cortez. So the oysters are a little smaller. You got the Kumamotos down there. I don't know. So my first oyster bar was Providence Oyster Bar on Federal Hill. We would have anywhere from 12 to 15 different oysters, different clams. It's just shucking, I'm all about the shuck, to open up a pristine oyster and make sure you don't pierce it so it doesn't bleed, and you flip it over. And for me, it's just very simple. It's just lemon and that beautiful exotic taste of an oyster. So I'm going to be looking forward to it. There'll be a lot of different varieties of oysters and a couple of unique ways to eat them.
That'd be great, because I know for a fact that the name's going to be Platform One. Chris told us that. So it's because I'm involved in all the health department areas of creating all the kitchens with them and design. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on there, and there's going to be a lot of chefs, as you mentioned, and everyone's going to have their own kitchens, and it's going to be real unique, man. And it's great that people are going to be able to go to your area and see what you're all about too. You know what I mean? Because now you're doing the Summit Club, but hey, I can go see Chef Geno Bernardo now,
I think that's really exciting for me. When I chose to come back to the private sector, some parts of I miss it. I miss to be able to cook and to showcase some of my talents, to the masses, to the locals, to the guests, and everything like that. So that's why, I was, I'm really excited about this platform and what Chris is doing. Me and Chris go way back. We started working together at Nine Steakhouse. We worked together at Herringbone for Hakkasan. Me and him, developed and brought Casa Cadavera to Cabo San Lucas, two gringos, and now it's coming back to Las Vegas. So cheers, Chris. We'll go eat there.
Hey, Geno, I got to ask you a question.
Yes,
ask you a question. Okay. I know you're known, and I thought it was unique at Herringbone, and I didn't get to see over there at the Palms, but you have this door, okay?
Yeah.
And the door is signed by all the celebrities. So let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Since Mark and I have a show now,
yeah.
do we get to sign that door?
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You definitely get to sign the door. So the door actually started at Barry Day-K at Nine Steakhouse, and he started. Since we're like brothers, and we were there together. And that's where he called it the shakedown door, and he had his at 9, and then I started mine up at Nove Italiano. But there's some good stories behind those doors. So
we're going to get to sign, but we have to do it like on the edge, on the inside.
Right in the middle, somewhere around the outskirts.
Yeah,
but at Platform 18, I'm definitely going to have a door to somewhere to the back of the kitchen. So when we open up, Mark and Jimmy, you're going to sign it. Jimmy Lyle.
Hey, that's going to be cool.
Who was the coolest person that you saw sign that you brought it back themselves, and you were just kind of like, maybe you got a little starstruck yourself?
I had marbles in my mouth and I couldn't really speak when Eva Mendes signed my door at Nove Italiano. She's beautiful. She was really into food, and she was really a foodie. So she kind of caught me off guard with a couple of questions. But no, she was just an amazing person, and I just just beautiful. So and that's not like me. I could talk. I could talk a dog off a starving dog off a meat truck if I had to. But No, I just still had marbles in my mouth. So that was one of the cool moments.
I can tell you're getting a little tongue tied now and starting to slip.
Yeah, talking about it. I don't know what to do.
Mark, you can actually check this out. Here I am. I'll give you a little picture. I'm walking through, I guess let me use Herringbone. I'm going through Herringbone doing the in-house inspection, and I'm walking through and Geno's looking, is this guy finding anything, and I'm looking and I'm saying, what's this door? And I'm amazing. You just sit there for 10 minutes looking at all the signatures. Oh, who's that? He's telling me, who's this? Who's that? And he'll say, well, this is this guy, this is that. It's amazing, that door. Oh man, it was amazing. Really,
is it food safe, Jimmy? Are you allowed to have a door like that with writing and stuff?
Completely away from where the kitchen action is, and not an issue.
As long as there's no prep or anything on there, then you're fine.
Oh yeah. And and check this out, people are sending little texts on the side here that I'm getting. Yeah. Are you guys going to wear masks and hairnet, whatever is required by the Southern Nevada Health District? Follows. Trust me.
But Mark, you didn't ask me. So the one crazy question about my first door was, I had one athlete that didn't want to come in the kitchen and sign the door. His name is A-Rod. And it was
really
heartbreaking because I was a Yankee fan.
Oh, man.
So he was the only one that didn't want to come into the kitchen and sign.
Was he on the Yankees at the time?
What? Yes, he was on the
Yankees at the time. And yes, you were a Yankees fan, and he still didn't want to sign it.
Yeah, no, he just he Heisman me. He gave me the Heisman.
Okay, all right.
Hey, you know what? It is what it is, right?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, hey, no problem. Maybe next time around he'll come over and see you, and he'll tell me to get one from J-Lo too.
Definitely. He'll come back. He'll come in.
Yeah. You get two for the price of one the next time. That's how it works, you know. But I thought that was real unique over there. That's fantastic. So, Geno, with what you're doing now, okay, over there at Summit, okay. Now you guys have different classics to go on before the pandemic, right? I mean, there's some golf tournaments, there's different tournaments to go on in the Summit Club.
Yeah. So we're looking at our member guest, and that's going to be in October, late October. So we're figuring out, what the guidelines are going to be. With golf, they did an amazing job. Each golf cart has its own sanitation, hand sanitation on there. It's stocked with masks, gloves. So we're doing everything, our practice facility, everything's spread out. The good thing is that we're here is that, we don't do a lot of golf rounds because it's so private, and we're able to, really spread it out when we have to. So the Mr. Abbott and Geno, the golf pro, they're just doing an amazing job, and everybody supports it. We want it. You know what I mean? And the members are the number one priority. So is the staff, but I mean, we're working together as a team, so everybody understands it. Well, whenever Jimmy sends out his new newsletters, we print it out. We make sure the staff understands it. We review it at pre-shift. We also send it off to our members in the email when we email blast them once a week, so they do know what is going on with COVID-19 in our area and what the restrictions are and what we could do together as a community, as a team, to really fight this. So we don't have to. So we can open. So I want my brothers and sisters in this this industry to start to open up, to really not feel down. You know what I mean? Because closure, it hurts. And as a local, I try to go out.
It definitely does. It definitely does. And, I keep getting this flash across. I just like to share it. And I guess somebody missed it, but I just want to make it clear. Yes, Geno will and does and continues the Summit Club. Everybody wears the face masks. Everybody wears the gloves. They go by the Southern Nevada Health District guidelines, which are here in Las Vegas and our Clark County. So be assured that they follow the proper hygienic practices there at the Summit Club. See, he got one right there. Okay, there you go. He's all set. So I just can't see who it was, but just please be assured that they do follow the proper guidelines for sure.
Chef Lo, let me ask you a question. Something that you touched on about 5-10 years ago. I mean, 5 or 10 minutes ago. I'm sorry. When you spoke of, you said you're happy to be back in the private sector.
Yeah.
With the oyster bar that you're doing and being up at the country club. For a lot of our viewers who maybe don't understand the difference of being a chef or a leadership inside of a corporate environment, such as the Palms or of over at Herringbone and Hakkasan, great job, great way to have systems. But explain the difference of what it is being like that and the private spectrum, private section now.
So you're still you're a chef in both aspects. You're a leader in both aspects. You train, you set systems up in both scenarios. But where it's different is that when I was at Nove or I was at Herringbone, it was one restaurant. It was one focus on either lunch or dinner or just a dinner restaurant. Now you transfer yourself to the private sector. You have to be a chef with many hats and many talents and be able to do vast amount of different things. So, it could be that we have a party at somebody's house. We're cooking for the house. We have a small event going on. We're still running the restaurant on a daily basis. You have comfort stations. Members want, to-go food. So you're juggling a lot of different things. So it's not just, a lunch service or a dinner service. I mean, when prospects come in or VI prospects looking at homes, we go above and beyond. We might set up a grand piano at a lot and have someone play the piano and have hors d'oeuvres and pop champagne, or we might even go into a member's home and have a birthday party. We have a fish camp, right, where the kids could go fishing. So we have to have things down there for the members and that. And then there's all these other things. We have outdoor pursuits. So it might be take a hike and we have to pack the best lunch to go. So that's where it's different. They're both challenging. They're both very busy. But with being in the private sector, you kind of know your audience, your members. They become family, so they're what they're going to want to eat, and how to challenge them moving on in a relationship. Where a restaurant is that Friday and Saturday night it's slammed, it's an orchestra, so those are the things, even though we get busy, but it's never like doing back in the day doing 400 or 500 covers on a Friday Saturday night, and it's hustling and bustling, and so that's where it is. In the club, it's 24 hours a day. Where in a restaurant, it could be, just lunch and dinner, and then, you go home. So, but I love them both. They're both enjoyable. They both have pros and cons, but I'm secure. I love where I am. This is my future. I'm going to be here for a long, long time. But, now I'm going to be able to go back and start something where I can, go and enjoy, the restaurant business again.
Wow, that's awesome. That's well said. That's a very good comparison and contrast, Chef. How about all the events? Obviously, we know that country clubs and golf courses do a lot of special events and weddings and things like that. And we just kind of went through a real bad, the pandemic went through some of the busiest time of what would be spring. How's that affected? Have a lot of people canceled? Have they rescheduled? Did they go through it anyway? What do you see? What happened with a lot of your bookings prior?
So for our events, we canceled them all.
You did?
Yeah, we up at the Summit Club. You know what I mean? We did smaller, events. We did events, but we have the capability of spreading everybody out. So we have 18 golf holes. So we did things. 4th of July, we had 20 people over here, 20 people over here. With their families. So we're able to spread it out. But also a lot of members. We didn't want to. We didn't want to be stupid and do careless things throughout this. So we didn't, all our major events we put on hold. When members also didn't want to, have their big gatherings. You know what I mean? So, birthday party we did, were for like 10 kids. So we're different. We're food and beverage. We're an amenity. So yeah, we need to be a revenue generator, but also through this time and everything like that, our owners understand.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not, you know what I mean? We're capable we're have to be the best of the best all the time. So we don't want to do anything that's going to be half full.
Okay, great. You mentioned when you were coming back that you came to Las Vegas in 2003, and that was kind of like the beginning of your story. Where did you come from before? How did you what brought you to Las Vegas?
Yeah. So
well, we got a big gap.
Yeah. So here I grew up on the Jersey Shore. I've always loved cooking. It was a passion, especially with my great grandmother. I was always in the kitchen, fascinated by her making raviolis as a kid, and just those great Italian moments. And then I don't know. I worked in restaurants when I was in high school, and a year after that. And I told my mom, listen, I want to go to Johnson and Wales and become a chef in Providence, Rhode Island. And she said, okay, well, we go checked out the school, and then there I was off to Providence, Jersey boy going to Providence, and fell in love with cooking. And from there, I traveled to Boston, worked at Boston Logan International Airport, worked at a couple other restaurants in Boston, and then it was time to move back home. So I moved back to New York, did a stint for Restaurant Associates back in the day in New York City, and then the West Coast called me. So I don't know. I moved out to San Diego I flew out there, and then I started working my butt off, and that's kind of where I got the grind. Worked on fishing boats, sushi bars, wherever I could get a job. I worked, and it was fun times. I mean, I lived in Pacific Beach with a bunch of great guys from college, and it was a party. I didn't even have a car back then. I had a beach cruiser. I had a Schwinn Beach. So I'll never forget it. I had a Schwinn Beach Cruiser. It had more soul than James Brown. And I remember when I got it. I'm 23, 24 years old. I had cars before. I rode it over to my friend's house, and I did like a skid. I said, "Check out my new whip," and I was so proud of it. You know what I mean? So it was great. It was a lot of learning. You know what I mean? Back then, in the mid '90s, you know what I mean? You didn't get paid a lot. And it was awesome, you know what I mean? It was a struggle, and that's where really I got my bones, and I learned so much about culinary and business and how to make money and what's the procedure. So it took me on, and was there for a while, and then that's when I met the Malus, the Mortons and the Nine Group through a mutual friend, and next thing you know, it's 2003, 4. I'm in Vegas, so. And then that was the start of me being a chef. I mean, everything else prepared me to really take and come and take the city by storm.
I'm impressed with all that. I mean, that's great. That shows dedication. That shows this is what I want. You went out and got it. I got a quick question for you. All right. So you've been pretty much different countries. You've been to San Diego. You've been, New York growing up. We're in Vegas, of course, and I know Vegas is home. Okay, we know that. But everywhere you've been, okay, you've looked at the different types and put the pandemic aside. Okay, let's talk regular times. Okay, you've seen all the different forms of hospitality. Okay, which one besides Vegas, okay, shocked you the most of being really, really good?
That's a tough one. Two places, but I'll tell you, man. I learned a lot about hospitality, work ethic when I was in Mexico.
Excellent.
Living in Baja, Mexico, the culture, the dedication that they have to working, is priceless. They're there every day. Down there it's in Mexico it's a 6-day work week. 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day. I mean, that's a lot. You know what I mean? You get one day off. But they strive to really, really, they want to please it and really give the best of the best to either the members or even when you go to the resorts and everything like that, so I was fascinated. I've always been fascinated with the culture, you know what I mean? But there I learned a lot. I just learned a different way how to give excellence to a guest, a member, a customer. So that was awesome. And then the other one I thought really, really, which I loved, I lived on Block Island, Rhode Island for about a year and a half. And I don't know, that small island mentality and feel where you leave your keys in your car The front doors open, and it just became like a community that really adopted you. I was there for a year and a half, so it was awesome. I mean, so both of them were two totally different things. You had an island feeling that everybody knew your name, everybody came together, and then Baja California, where pride, culture, and respect and giving excellence was all on the top of the list.
Yeah, that's awesome. I actually, our company actually spends a lot of time on cruise ships, and the work ethic of these people who are from all around the entire world, they're contracted to work 77 hours a week and 11 hours a day and no days off. And they come in every single day, and they're happy and they're fresh. And it's hard to believe that they are putting in the work that they are. And they're more groomed than I am. And I feel like I'm lazy doing 50 hours a week.
Yeah.
We're the first food server academy in the state of Nevada.
So
that's fantastic. That's fantastic. We know. I mean, it's different everywhere, and everybody's hit with this, But hey, let's talk positive stuff, and that's what I meant. I want to go over some of these questions here for you, Geno.
Okay.
Of course, your mom's there. She's just giving you all kinds of. She loves you. She loves you. Wow, you're doing great. I love that, man. And then your cousin Jessica. Okay,
Yeah.
She's on here and she says the best chef, Geno. And she's saying, come see her soon. She wants you to cook for the family.
Definitely, Jess. Definitely. Love you.
Hey, I love it, man. And then everyone's saying they love this guy. And guess who's saying Geno? Chris Conlon, boy, Chef
Thank
Chris
you,
is on
everybody.
there watching.
Thank you. This is really, really cool. You know what I mean? Makes you happy to speak out, and hopefully people understand that we're, as a community of Las Vegas, and experts like you, Jimmy V, and Mark Steele. Hopefully we could turn this into positive. Not always negative. So that's where these things are great for.
Tell us something that so many guests that we've had and so many people in our industry have actually created a silver lining out of everything that's happened so far. Some have spent more time with their family, some have come up with new systems. What in particular can you say is the silver lining of things that have happened over the past 4 or 5 months for you?
I mean, for me, it was like we didn't shut down. We worked. We were here 5, 6. I was here 5, 6 days a week, but I really want to say my staff, and we really connected as far as from front of the house to back of the house, and understanding each other, and given that respect. You know what I mean? Where we always talked about it. If you feel sick, you don't feel good. You don't have to be proud. We understand. We'll do the extra hard work and everything like that. But we all, it was all about the silver lining. Everybody was safety. And people like, how's your family? You know what I mean? We all cared about each other. And, my boss and the owners, we were able to, really do something to bring that together. Was that, on our last day, Sunday, we made sure that, every employee went home with a grocery bag. So that silver lining was that we just wasn't coming into work for 8 hours. We bonded, we bonded as I know majority to 90% of all my employees' kids' names now, and what they like to do on their days off. And so that's where, we always say we're family and everything like that inside the restaurant, but I was really able to connect, and that was my silver lining.
Awesome. Great.
That's amazing, man. That's amazing. I mean, you've gone from everything, man. You've worked your way up, and ever since I first met you, man, you're always dedicated. And I'm not just talking health code. Forget about the health code. Okay, I'm talking about what you do, because as I always mention on these podcasts, I started out. People thought that when I first told this what I want to do with Mark, people thought that Jimmy V is going to start his thing. It's going to be all about the health code. No, no. Yeah. There's so much more to learn, and I've learned from my perspective of what front of the house is, what back of the house is. Forget about the health code, of how you guys work together when the restaurant is operating. My ears are always open. And I hear what you guys do, and I see the dedication, whether it's a mom and pop all the way up to the top dog, and
Yeah.
it's just a perfect situation how everybody is so dedicated to the field. That's why I love this industry, and
Oh yeah, it's
I'm
amazing.
a unique guy from what I do, but it's okay because I just opened up my horizons and see what you guys do, and I appreciate chefs like you. You know what I mean? It really
you so much.
counts. It really counts.
Thank you.
So, Chef, what do you have behind you there? Some golf things I see.
Yeah. So that's up in the up in the left hand corner. That's Marco Mira when he won the Masters. He's a member up here, a good friend, and he signed me a flag. He loves the food up here, so it was pretty cool. And it's just just my culinary books. You know what I mean? I always reading, and you know what I mean. Always trying to better myself and learn. So I'm always reading about what's going on in the industry, and those old cookbooks and pamphlets. So that's this is my little safe haven at the Summit Club, my office. So enjoyable.
What's your go-to secret cookbook back there?
My go-to secret cookbook.
And it won't be secret once you show it to us.
Yeah. I would have to say, oh no, that's a bad one.
I love this. This is great.
I mean, I go to I go to the River Cottage Fish Book. I mean, I'm a fisherman. I love fish. There's just so many great, interesting stories about fish, and you really learn about the species of fish, where how what its diets are all about, and so that's something that I'll read it, like I'll pick it up like once, twice a week, and just hammer through it. So that's something that I love charcuterie cookbooks. Making salamis, that old world, dedication. So things like that.
When you were in Cabo, and that's known for being a seaport. That's what it was before it developed into a big tourist destination now. So fish are still coming in there, and that's.
So the cool thing down there was that I actually, for the club, I had 2 pangas. So I had 2 captains that would fish for the resort every morning.
Oh, wow.
Like twice a week, I would go out with them and fish, and it was called fishing. It wasn't called catching. You know what I mean?
Yes,
so
yes.
that's where it's kind of, Mark, really unique down there. So if you call here, I would call Jeffrey Kramer, my buddy that runs Samuel Seafood. Hey, what do you guys have today and everything like that? And he give me a list and everything like that. There's no fish guys down there. You know what I mean? There's pangas that go out fishing, and if they come back with cabiria or tuna or mahi, that's the only fish that you're going to get. You know what I mean? So, and you're not shipping. You're not really shipping in any fish. I mean, there's some good farms on the Pacific side that you can get yellowtail and tuna, but that was great. You know what I mean? And it was the same thing with the farmer. You know what I mean? What was growing, and that was the season, you know what I mean? And from the local oysters to the chocolate clams to the spiny lobsters. So, I mean, you really had to, figure it out. You know what I mean? Like, I never ate salmon down there. I never brought salmon down there. So, and that's such a specific fish that, is known all around the world. Well, I used to fish twice a week, so it was fun.
Well, Chef, let me tell you something. I'm a fisherman, which we spoke about that before. And the only thing that I can offer you, and maybe Mark wants to go sometime, is I can only offer you to go on the boat, which I have. We can go fishing in Lake Mead. Not much of a,
Yeah, you got some good stripers, man. They get big.
Stripers. We get some stripers, some catfish, but you have a good time. No, but that's great.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, it'd be fun. Fun time.
My
Mark, ask Chef Geno that question, man. We're getting to that time, pal.
All right. Well, I was going to say, if we're going to go fishing, and Chef, like you said before, there's a difference of fishing and catching.
Yeah.
I have a feeling if the 3 of us went out, the only thing we'd be catching is a buzz, right?
That'd be awesome.
So obviously, Chef, you've been back and forth to Las Vegas a little bit. You've been at the Palms. You've been at, the Aria. A lot of crazy things happen here in Las Vegas. A-Rod refuses a signature from you. Give us a story, give the viewers a story, a Las Vegas story that maybe you really wouldn't even understand unless you actually lived here. It can be a personal story, it can be a gambling story, professional story. Give us some story that's a true good Las Vegas story that, for all of our viewers out there.
I mean, it's not just a story. I think it's years of seeing the Palms. I mean, it was a story every day. I mean, this celebrity, that celebrity, hanging out with George Maloof. But I really want to say, like, there was it was a Saturday night, and the restaurant was packed. Nove was packed and everything like that. And I was making my rounds, and as far as touching tables and everything like that. And there was a couple of celebrities, athletes. So I was tending to go more towards there. But in the back of my head, I'm like, I know I got to touch the tables around it and everything like that. And there was this couple. I think they were from the Midwest or somewhere around there. And I came out and I brought him a little appetizer. You know what I mean? I said, "This is from the kitchen. This is from us. I just want to say thank you for coming in and experiencing, Nove Italiano." And they were blown away. Like the wife had tears in her eyes, and they were just so proud. And then we took it even a step further. We surprised them by bringing them into the kitchen for dessert. So after their dinner and everything like that, the server's like, "Oh, we got dessert for you. We want to bring you into the kitchen." And we set up a little two-seater right by the back bar and everything like that. We elaborated it, put like 6 different desserts on there. We brought them in there, and the old saying was "guest in the kitchen," and everybody's clapping and hitting the things. And the expression on this couple's faces was priceless. So that was like something I'll always remember, and just giving people an unbelievable time. But I mean, we totally exceeded it and rocked their world that night. So that was something really special about doing things.
Yeah, that's awesome, Chef. That's a great story. That's what hospitality is, right? It's all about making dishes and getting fresh fish and coming up with your food costs and beverage costs. But at the end of the day, it's all got to kind of come together, and the sanitation has all got to come together.
Yeah.
And sometimes we do lose focus of that while we're so busy and doing everything else. But we take it for granted living here in Las Vegas and being in hospitality. We can go to world-class restaurants all the time, see amazing chefs like you. But people who come to Las Vegas and this is their one big trip of the year, or their 5 years, or their anniversary, and just one simple thing like that will assure their amazing visit. And at the end of the day, it's just us touching base with them and making sure that we make that connection. And that's a great story.
Thank you so
much.
much.
Absolutely fantastic, Geno. It's been great.
Mark Steele, thank you so much. I had a blast for you guys, man.
Hey, man, I appreciate it, my friend. it's an honor to have you, and we've had past guests. We say the same thing, but it's like a big honor. I mean, it's great.
Thank you.
You're one of the top guys out there, and I appreciate it, man. And, I'll see you soon again, my friend.
Yeah,
thank you again so much, pal.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Chef. Thank you. We'll be in touch.
We'll be in touch, buddy.
Like if you see me on the cameras in the front, don't lock me out. Up at the Summit Club.
Well, Mark, here we go again, man. Unbelievable. Yep. Great guest. He was really phenomenal. I like the guy. As soon as I met him, it has nothing to do with the Jets or he's Italian. He's just a great guy. You so he's a good guy. Any special things happening for you?
We just have our hospitality server classes coming up on the 24th, so we're gearing up for that, and still in queue with a couple other things, and we should have some announcements for some other stuff in the upcoming weeks. Now we got a little bit more clarity of things that are happening, so.
That's great. I'm pretty sure it's going to open up too as soon as everything else starts opening up. For me, I'm going into the world of going to start entertaining the area. People have said I should have done this years ago, but I'm going to start going into it. I'm going to start doing the inspection and services on the food trucks now. Okay. So they're gonna have a unique format, which is gonna be based on restaurant inspection. So they're gonna have to go a little bit harsh. So that's coming up, and of course the virtual training all over the place. And Mark and I do our same thing. And I want to shoot this to everybody so everybody sees. Here's Mark's information coming across on the bottom, so you guys can get a hold of Mark. Go on the website. You'll see everything that Mark does. You'll see our programs together for COVID. We want to push our delivery service training coming up. We want to do that. I'm going to shoot you my information now, so you guys see my information, how you can go get it. I have a Jimmy V Live email address for this, which is jimmyv@jimmyvlive.com. net is for the email here for this, or you can get me on this email too. It doesn't matter. It's the same thing. We promote both. We have a good time doing this. We have another excellent guest next week, which is you guys, another local guy, which I think you guys are going to really appreciate. I don't want to say who it is because everybody's telling me don't tell anybody. They want to be on their seat. So this guy's another good guy. You guys will appreciate that. Mark, anything last words, pal?
No, thank you. I'm just thanks to everyone out there doing their part to get us headed in the right direction.
All right, guys. Take care, everybody. We'll see you next week. Mark, I'll talk to you soon, buddy.
Thanks, Jimmy.
All right. Bye-bye.